The lights dim. The air is thick with silence, heavy with the anticipation of something extraordinary about to unfold. And then, spotlight. One man steps forward, his presence alone cutting through the shadows like a blade. His name, Nick Walker. The world calls him the Mutant. But behind the name, behind the monstrous physique and the unshakable aura, lies a story carved in sweat, discipline, and an iron will that refuses to break. Nick's journey is not one born from privilege or ease. It is a tale of relentless pursuit, a life sculpted like granite against the odds. In a world where excuses echo louder than effort, he chose the harder path, the path of sacrifice, of discipline, of obsession. The gym wasn't just a building of weights and mirrors, it became his sanctuary, his battlefield, his proving ground. Every clang of the iron was a heartbeat. Every rep was a step closer to destiny. From the very beginning, Nick knew he wasn't just here to blend in. He wasn't here to be average. His vision was crystal clear. He wanted to be one of the greatest to ever step on the bodybuilding stage. And with that clarity came fire. The kind of fire that doesn't flicker when storms hit, it blazes even brighter. He trained with an intensity that made others stop and watch. He lifted not just for strength, not just for size, but for legacy. Imagine the early mornings, the world still asleep, streets wrapped in silence, while Nick was already at war with the weights. Imagine the late nights when everyone else was giving into comfort, but Nick was still locked in, chasing perfection set after set. His hands torn, his muscles screaming, yet his spirit unshaken. Because in his mind, the pain wasn't punishment. It was progress. The suffering wasn't weakness, it was transformation. Every ounce of struggle was fuel. Every drop of sweat was an investment in greatness. And as his body transformed, so did his name. The world of bodybuilding began to take notice. A figure of mass and symmetry, a presence that stood like a titan on stage, Nick Walker was no longer just another competitor. He was a force, a storm breaking through the ranks. And soon, they gave him the name that would define him, the Mutant. Not just because of his size, not just because of his freakish development, but because of his mentality, his unshakable will to go further than anyone else dared. But greatness never comes without trials. With every victory came new challenges, new doubts, new battles both on and off the stage. Injuries tested him. Critics doubted him. Obstacles rose like walls meant to block his path. Yet, every time life tried to knock him down, Nick's answer was the same: stand back up and push harder. His resilience became his weapon. His hunger became his shield. Where others saw barriers, he saw stepping stones. Picture this: the roar of the crowd, the blinding lights of the stage, the silence before the music hits. And then Nick Walker steps out, his physique like a living statue, his presence commanding the eyes of every single soul in the arena. Every muscle carved with precision, every pose an exclamation mark on his journey. This wasn't just bodybuilding anymore. This was cinema. This was art. This was the manifestation of years of pain, sacrifice, and devotion. Yet, beyond the spotlight, Nick's motivation wasn't built on applause. It wasn't built on fame or trophies. It was built on something far deeper, the pursuit of self-mastery. Nick Walker's story is not just about building a body, it's about building a mindset. The mindset that no matter how high the mountain, no matter how heavy the weight, no matter how steep the climb, you keep going. You refuse to stop. Because quitting is easy. But greatness? Greatness is earned in silence, in the grind, in the moments when nobody's watching. Every time he was underestimated, he thrived. Every time he was doubted, he answered not with words, but with work. He became the embodiment of persistence, the living proof that if you want something badly enough, and if you're willing to give everything for it, the world eventually has no choice but to recognize you. Nick's physique might draw the headlines, but his story is what fuels the fire in millions of people watching. The kid in the gym hitting his first set. The dreamer who wonders if discipline really makes a difference. The fighter who feels like giving up one more time. To them, Nick Walker's journey is a reminder, it's possible. That no matter how impossible the dream looks, with consistency, sacrifice, and an unbreakable will, you can carve your own destiny. And what makes his journey truly cinematic isn't just the victories. It's the setbacks. The moments of struggle. The weight of doubt. Because it's in those moments, those raw, unfiltered battles, that legends are truly forged. Nick Walker became more than an athlete, he became a symbol of what happens when ambition meets discipline, when obsession meets execution. Close your eyes and imagine his story as a film. The opening scenes are filled with sweat-stained shirts, dimly lit gyms, and the echo of weights colliding with steel. The middle unfolds with battles against fear, against failure, against every force trying to hold him back. And the climax? It's Nick, standing tall under the stage lights, his physique glowing like a masterpiece, his spirit unyielding, his message clear: dreams are not given. They are earned. Nick Walker didn't just build a body. He built a movement. He became a testament to human willpower, to the idea that the only limits are the ones we accept. His life plays like a film reel of sweat, sacrifice, and victory, each scene a reminder that ordinary men can create extraordinary legacies if they dare to push beyond the boundaries of comfort. And so, the story continues. Every day, Nick wakes up with the same hunger, the same fire. Because for him, this isn't just a career. This isn't just about titles. This is about chasing perfection, chasing greatness, chasing the vision he set for himself when the world didn't believe. The stage may change, the trophies may pile up, but the mission remains the same: to inspire, to dominate, to prove that with enough grit and grind, nothing is impossible. The music swells. The curtain falls. The crowd roars. And standing at the center of it all is Nick Walker, the mutant, a man whose life will forever be remembered not just for his muscles, but for his mindset. His story isn't finished. His journey is still unfolding. But one thing is certain, the film of his life will go down as one of the most powerful stories of motivation, discipline, and triumph in the world of bodybuilding. Because when the lights fade and the echoes die down, one truth remains eternal: Nick Walker's will is unbreakable. And that is the real definition of greatness.